obviously, fellas, we've been keeping up with the NBA playoffs, and we keep mentioning his name, and he's been a former guest on our wonderful podcast, Tyrese Haliburton. And I gotta ask you, because the boy been straight out balling. I mean, I ain't seen nobody ball like this in a while. But what are you guys' thoughts of his emergence as a superstar this playoffs?
I've heard all of the stories, or the sides. I've heard, Stephen A. had to say. A lot of people that's kind of critiquing Tyrese Haliburton. Some of it is good. Some of it is a little bit out there.
It's agree and disagree.
It's a agree and disagree type of thing. On one hand, I understand where he's got to do it, multiple years, right? He's got to this is his coming out party. He's established. Now he's got to, this is what we expect from him, I guess, on a nightly basis. And then there's he's, again, like I said, he's been to the midseason. He led his team to the midseason tournament. He's led them about to be potentially to the finals. Like, he's been a clutch performer late in games. I think he's got one of the highest closing percentages in the NBA in under like 2 minutes or something like that, a minute or with game winners or something like that I saw. So he's proven he's reliable as the number one option. I think you got to give him, he is the number one option. Obviously, he's a setup point. He's a point first, right? He's a setup point first, but he can be your late game scorer. He can be an isolation player, right? Like, that's just not his calling. That's not his natural calling up to the game. He's more of a setup guy, but he can do that. He possesses that game. So in my eyes, I think he is a superstar. I think he scratched the surface of superstardom. I want to see him continue to do this, which I know he will, but he's a superstar. Like, you don't get to the finals, you don't be an all-star in our league and then now taking your team to the championship.
Olympic winner.
He's an Olympic winner. He's the face of the NBA. I think people are starting to understand and learn who he is. Mm-hmm. But he's here. He's arrived. He's here.
I think it comes down to a consistency thing, kind of like what you just mentioned at the latter part of your answer, P. Obviously, you have to give credit where credit's due. Right now, he's leading that team, what it looks like, to the NBA Finals. So he has arrived. I think the skepticism just comes around of, can he do it again next year? Which I think is a normal conversation. It's a good conversation to have. I think this year he was not an all-star. He was an all-star the 2 years previous to this year, P, but this year he wasn't an all-star. So a lot of it depends on your definition of what a superstar actually is. Is that pure basketball? Is that marketability? Is that, there's a couple ways that you can kind of view on what your definition of a superstar is. But no doubt, I think he's well on his way. And dude, talk about a superstar. His celebrations have been, his cellies have been OD. He did the Reggie Miller choke. He took the Brunson one yesterday.
He's mastered the troll.
He's showing out. Exactly. And I think, hey, if you look at a lot of people in multiple professional sports, there is a level of trolling and relatability. When you listen to Tyrese in his interviews, man, he's a very relatable guy. And I think that's great for the NBA. And he just seems like a down-to-earth guy. And Stephen A's take, I think it's a fair take. I don't know.
Fair. It's valid. It's fair.
Crown somebody a superstar off of this, but I'll tell you what, he's going to have a lot more eyes on him moving forward. Scouting reports are probably going to be a little different on Tyrese moving forward because he's showing that he can shoot off the dribble. He's hitting shots.
And that's where you prove you are a superstar, because now the spotlight is that much brighter. Can you perform? Can you produce at the next level? And I think that's where, to Stephen A. Smith's point of him stamping him as a superstar, you show that you can do it on a night in, night out basis. Now, with the target on your back, that's when you're bona fide. That's when you're solidified in his eyes.
He's a superstar to be, man. He's the definition of superstar to be. Because
absolutely, I believe
he's going to be. I mean, he has the swag. He has the confidence. He has the style. I mean, what else do you want from a superstar? He has game. He's a team player. You know, he has a family. His family and his dad is always involved. This is all the things that you want from a superstar. And I know he hasn't done enough, like Stephen A. say, and I agree with that. But I just think the boy is for sure the next big thing out there for the new generation of superstars. In Indiana, I mean, who else you got? Like the other night, what he have? 30 points, 12 rebounds. How many assists he had?
15.
15.
The historical night. So I wanna ask y'all with him doing that. Share y'all thoughts on this collectively for a bit on somebody doing something like that they're saying he's not a superstar and all this type of stuff. What do y'all think about that historical triple double he just had?
To me, that's impact. If I think of one word, that's impact. He had 4 steals, no turnovers, and I saw Rick Carlisle's post game comments about that should go down as like there should be a name for that. That's a Haliburton stat. There's been multiple times he's went on a like 3 or 4 game streak of, I don't know, 10, 15 assists plus with no turnovers. Like the way he can take care of the ball and lead a team from the point guard position is special, bro. It's special to make plays, to be a playmaker, to put pressure on the defense. When you have the number one defense, the number one defender is guarding you on a nightly basis, and you still come out 15 assists, 0 turnovers. That's impact, bro. Like,
That's crazy.
He didn't even have to score the 32 points. Like, he just makes an impact. He's a winning player, and it's impressive. It's impressive to go out there and to produce.